What's going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. Almost Friday here. Hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome into the Ryan Ripken Show. We got a jam-packed show for you for a lot of different reasons here. We are going to have Qadry Ismail join us a little bit, talk about the recent Raven news with Chuck Pagano joining back with the Ravens. It is Super Bowl, almost Super Bowl week. We'll look back at some of the moments, and Q is a part of that Super Bowl 35 team. And we'll continue on with a couple other comments. Cam Newton talked about he would never give up his MVP, traded for a Super Bowl. We're going to talk a lot of baseball. It's Throwback Thursday. We have some great photos and opportunities. Zach's going to tell us what's on his browsing history over there. And who knows, Brad might come up with a fresh poll. Maybe. Do you have one in the works today?
There's been a lot going on.
A lot of
today.
Distractions today.
A lot of distractions.
I hadn't thought about the poll, but I'll try to see if I can come up with one.
Yeah, that'd be great. And you know what? We're just going to rip the Band-Aid off with this. Obviously, there's a story out there right now with Justin Tucker. And look, I know a lot of people wanted to jump to conclusions and to do all this. We're not going to dive into that. What we are going to do is just explain what is happening. The Baltimore Banner released an article today that has allegations against Justin Tucker of sexual misconduct that are very specific and are wrapping over a decade plus of time. Mm-hmm. Justin Tucker just came out and denied all of the allegations. And then, Zach, the Baltimore Ravens now have released a statement. Could you read that for us?
Yeah, so Jeff Zaribek, Baltimore Ravens reporter, says from a Ravens spokesperson, they said, "We are aware of Baltimore Banner's story regarding Justin Tucker. We take any allegations of this nature seriously and will continue to monitor the situation." We then, a few moments later, got a message from NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy, who said, "We first became aware of the allegations from the reporter investigating the story as they were not previously shared with the NFL. We take any allegations seriously and will look into the matter."
So that's that for now. And again, a lot of information's on the internet. X, where we broadcast the Ryan Ripken Show. We obviously do it on YouTube. Hit the like and subscribe button. I don't even know where to begin on X. It is everywhere. It's
a shitstorm.
And again, we are not going to go into detail on this. We're going to let this situation play out, but we do understand that is the hot topic around the Ravens. And we were just saying, could you guys imagine if Baltimore was in the Super Bowl right now?
That's what.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Woof. So we'll see what happens there. And that's all we have to say about with that current situation.
Safe to say that like the news is so fresh that we're not going to, subject ourselves to commenting on it. We're just letting you know what happened and what's out there.
It's just a bad. Yeah. It's just it's always just a horrible thing when these things come out for everyone. There are no winners anywhere.
No, and that's what sucks.
And there's been other allegations on the Ravens as well that have come out to not be true, but other ones that have. So we just don't want to make any sort of assumptions as of yet. It's too new, too fresh.
It's too new, too fresh, and honest. Just with this like downer demeanor or sadness, I also want to talk about what happened last night. And that Reagan and DCA, if you guys didn't see the news, chilling, stunning, heartbreaking. The Black Hawk helicopter colliding with plane coming in from Wichita, Kansas. And it looks like at this point in time that they said this is now a recovery mission, not any survivors. Just gut-wrenching. And thoughts and prayers to everyone that was involved. It's when we're talking about like that, it truly is. I was glued to it last night in disbelief.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those situations that you were sitting there watching the TV and watching it all unfold. And it is one of those like wake up calls where you're like, this is atrocious. Like this is when you see the text, you hear about like, hey, I just got the text from my wife, from my girlfriend, whatever, like, hey, about to land. Mm-hmm. Like it's gut wrenching.
It is. And we're flying out of Reagan next week. So like, that was also kind of like a
very, very
holy shit moment.
Yeah. And also it's the reminder of, there's thousands and thousands and thousands, millions of flights. And this circumstance is just so devastating on so many levels. And I want to thank the first responders for, you saw the the immediate help that was being provided.
Yeah.
And can't thank them enough for it, but keep those loved ones in thoughts and prayers. And a reminder, I do this personally for all the flights and travel that I do. Wherever I'm going, I always say, and I love you, text to where I'm going, just because you never know. And in this case, unfortunately, this situation. So thoughts and prayers again to all of the family. Now to pick up the positive here, why don't we get
– love you, boys.
Love you, too.
Love you all.
Love you, too. And everyone with the
and
Ryan
everyone
Ripken
watching.
Show.
And everyone.
We love everyone, and even Rocco. Even Rocco.
Even Rocco, that's fine, yeah.
So, look, let's pick up the beat of it. Positive before we have Q come on here. Super Bowl. Guys, you mentioned we're flying, Brad.
Yes.
We are. And I guess actually this has been a part of the chaotic day for us is scheduling the Ryan Ripken Show. And the Ryan Ripken Show, I guess we are proud to tell you, I think the cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
We are going to be down at the Super Bowl at Radio Row.
Let's go.
Let's go,
So,
baby.
Man, what I'm ecstatic. I'm a little exhausted just because of the process.
Bro, the way that you've been handling this whole situation has been absolutely.
Yeah, I wish
we've been trying to get down the Radio Row for the last 3 months.
Yep.
if not
Going
more.
back and forth with the NFL and getting and then all the way up until literally today, we had no idea we were even going to have a table. Now we will. Now we're going to be able to broadcast from Radio Row. So I am super pumped. Kudos to you for putting in the work.
I just want to say it's crazy because I was literally, we had gotten everything last night. Like, okay, this is official. We're going all this. Find out today about Radio Row. But literally watching Pat McAfee today, and they're like, "Yeah, next week when we're broadcasting live from Radio Row," and it hits you like, "Oh, we're going to be broadcasting there too." Like it's awesome. It really is.
And again, it's crazy to think where we've been in just a year. When we think about it, we started the show 16 months ago, consistently. Brad and I started in 2023 in June, but consistently the Ryan Ripken Show twice a week minimum, starting in September of 2023. And within this 16 months, we went to the winter meetings. We have more things planned for the spring, which we'll be getting to after the Super Bowl, which we'll share at the appropriate time. But we're going down there. We're going to be boots on the ground, and we are not sure what the hell we're going to expect, but we can expect a lot of great content for all of you. And for those that want exclusive content to that, hit that like and subscribe button. We'd appreciate that for the Ryan Ripken Show. And really, that's helped then us have these events. Your contributions to the show, to the channel, is going right back in to make this a better experience for each and every one of you. So our channel members, we appreciate you guys as the Ryan Ripken Show is heading to NOLA.
Yeah, I will say I obviously was talking to my friends about it. I was like, yeah, we're heading to New Orleans. The number of comments I got about the show making it to the Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson was stinging. every single thing. They're like, wow,
that's just terrible.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It was a lot of congrats and wow, can't believe you guys made it before Lamar.
Yeah,
I was like, I was like, that is crazy.
You got
that's right up there with like the Tigers, the Towson Tigers.
Oh, that was
no!
So bad.
We should save that further around the internet.
Yeah.
Oh
my
goodness!
So bad.
You know what we call that? That's a lack of feel.
That's gonna be on. That'll be on Zach's
browsing
history.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, guys, let's talk a little bit of football here as we lead into this Super Bowl and maybe close out the year, at least for the Baltimore Ravens, or what the news they have with who's coming back. And so we're in a guy that's been involved with the organization for a long time, been involved with us here at the Ryan Ripken Show, and he's definitely staying busy over with missile training. Let's bring on former Super Bowl champion and Baltimore Raven, my friend, your friend, Mr. Qadry Ismail. Q, where you at? Hey. There he is. How you doing?
I'm busy cleaning off my glasses. I have
you look good.
Something on it, and it's killing me. I'm like, God, my eye.
Bringing in that salt and pepper too.
Hey now.
Hey, there you
go.
What happens in the off season is that you get lazy and you're just like, okay, all this grooming for television and the Ryan Ripken Show.
Thank you.
It's like, man, Ryan's show is hard on me because, like, if you just don't come correct with the look, like you're just in trouble. And so then I was like, to heck with it. I'm just gonna let it grow out, get that pepper, a little salt, and just chill. But next week we're gonna have it shaved off just because. So I could change it up like that.
Just to show you that you can. And also, by the way, at some point I actually am going to be able to grow my hair, but I'm a little nervous that it's not going to grow back. I'm seeing flashes right now. Q. But you know what? Yeah, I try to change my outfit today. I feel like I'm a varsity athlete today.
Yeah.
You look like one of them dudes from Happy Days back in the day. See, I'm dating myself. I said it.
The Fonz.
Qadry, you just the Fonz. Thank you, brother. Way to bail a brother out. The Fonz. You look like the Fonz chilling. Okay. See, we got love there. Ryan was like, I don't even know what the hell you talking about, Qadry. Like, what is Happy Days?
I know who the Fonz is.
Q, listen to me. I had a poll and I put out talking about like it was a deep life poll, but it was really talking about pushing the pause button on life. And then I made a Zach Morris Saved by the Bell reference, and this entire studio was silent. Nobody knew.
They're like, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed that one. I'm just hand up. That was on me. I completely missed that reference.
To be fair, I was actually on a call, so I didn't even hear the conversation.
I mentioned Zach Morris, and I was talking about a football or baseball player.
Because I do have a baseball teammate named Zach Morris, and I played with him for like 8 years. So yeah, that's where my mind went first.
He probably played with him for 8 years. Y'all were doing your thing, hitting balls and all that. Meanwhile, he has a secret fan club with the Saved by the Bell, and you didn't even know. You were like, dang, I should have just researched his name, and I could have been a part of the cool kids club.
That's right.
I could have.
Right.
I could have.
Yep.
Q, great to see you.
Yeah,
man.
actually, you know what? You look like AC Slater, Rip. That's what you look like right now.
Ooh, Slater.
Do you know what this is, by the way?
What is it?
So this is Mr. Olympia, shout out Dan Solomon, president over there, Mr. Olympia. He sent me this jacket. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm actually a little chilly. I'll put it on. I'll look like I did something for a little bit. You're definitely not the strongest man in the world, but I look like I did something.
I think what I'm going to do is get my Syracuse Football Club jacket that, I mean, they asked us, you know how universities are trying to be creative and getting your money. So as opposed to asking you like, hey, can you make another donation? Which I was like, no. But what I'll do is I get my Syracuse Football Club Letterman's jacket, put the 45 on the side of it. Shout out Art Monk. What up? But then at the same time, I just look real cool. So you go ahead with your Mr. Olympia. Next time, I'm just going to bust out my jacket. Hopefully, I'll bust it out. And the moment I'm off, I'm going to take it off because it's warming up outside. And we ain't trying to jump up in all that cold air again.
No.
It's beautiful. I can't wait for this. Can't wait. It's going to happen.
Yep.
I got to see it, Q.
Yeah.
Hey, let's dive into a little football here, at least on the with the Ravens news of the offseason, which I guess technically it's Thursday, so it happened earlier this week.
Yeah.
With Chuck Pagano coming back. So I mean, hey Q, Chuck talked with Pat McAfee on the show. We want to play that clip real quickly, and then we want to react and have you talk about what that kind of means with Chuck coming back to Baltimore. But Brad, let's play that clip.
Sure.
Because you just talked about nobody, the same names basically being there in Baltimore. Watching Hard Knocks in season, was that something too there? Because they were back in that Baltimore building, back in the Ravens practice facility. Is that the reason that did you reach out to John, or how did kind of the conversations begin with you and Harbaugh?
We have always stayed in touch, Pat, via text message, a call here and there, holidays, family, very close with John. And it's funny, I texted him last week, and I was texting for a friend, a fellow coach that was out and looking, for an opportunity. So I reached out, text John, says, hey, I've got a name for you, potential, spot on your defensive staff that you have open. And I was traveling back. It was last Thursday, right after the show, Pat. So I was at the airport, and I was getting ready to get on a plane. So he says, hey, I'll call you back in a sec. And I said, hey, I'm getting on a plane. Can we talk tomorrow? So we talk on Friday. talk about this potential candidate, whatever. And then the question comes up, hey, how you doing? You good? You itching a little bit? You feeling like, maybe there's, want to get back in some capacity? And so a conversation started, led to a Zoom call yesterday. Talked a lot of ball for a long time. Talked about a lot of things, and it just came out of nowhere, really, and very, very grateful that John would give me this opportunity to go back to a place where, like when I went to Baltimore in 2008 with him his first year, that organization, that franchise, the success that we had, as a DB coach and then a defensive coordinator my final season, Pat, it changed the whole trajectory of my career. I mean, it changed everything. We lose a heartbreaker in that AFC Championship game, and the next thing you know, you're sitting at a desk and you're get an opportunity to be the head coach of the Colts. So I owe that organization a ton.
So right there, Q. I mean, Chuck obviously speaks so highly of Baltimore, talking about the structure, but on top of it, it sounded like he's a football guy. And he gets to come back to a place where he's really enjoyed in Baltimore. So maybe you can just touch on adding Chuck Pagano back to this Ravens organization and what impact that could have, not just for the group on the field, but even potentially off.
Yeah, I think first, when I look back on the time that I was a part of the Ravens broadcast and I was doing the color analyst next to Jerry Sandusky, it was interesting because there are certain coaches that you would, talk to and get insight and some understanding on with just different little nuances of the game. And both Chuck and Dean Pease were two of the guys that you could, talk to, and they weren't be so CIA clandestine, like, you're going to give away some state secret and you'll be waterboarded trying to get all that information. So it was really cool to interact with him. Now, with that said, it was awesome that when he got the head coaching job, in Indy, and obviously had gone through what he went through as far as the cancer and all the things. And I think the bigger picture for Chuck, he brings a wealth of knowledge. And when he was DB coach here, first go through, they were rock solid, like lockstep. They knew their assignments and they played extremely well together. So I think the secondary that had its struggles last year, there's a way to communicate. There's a way to give information. There's a way to, if you're a veteran team or even if you're a young team, a great coach in the pro level, it's not about that rah-rah. It's about tapping into a detail that you're going to have in the game, that when the pressure of the moment is on, you're able to make that detail, an asset for you. Chuck Pagano gives you that opportunity to see beyond just the normal, okay, well, they're lining up, 3-by-1, or okay, the back is motioning out to the single receiver side. There's a game within a game. Not only does he motion out that way, but that's just an indicator that, they're going to come back to the strong side. They're just trying to, do some eye candy, whatever that might be. Those are details that where Chuck Pagano can, do, and he's seen an awful lot. He's obviously played in the AFC and coached, or not played, but coached it with his time with the Colts and all that. So, there are coaches that you're like, wow, he was a good coach. Oh, okay, that's nice. But then there are coaches like, Chuck, where you're like, wow, that dude, this is great that John was able to get him on his staff.
Right. Brad, you got a afterthought?
Yeah. I was, as you were talking, Q, I was just thinking to myself, with the addition of Dean Pease this season and now with Chuck Pagano, it almost kind of seems as though, while Zach Orr has done an incredible job at kind of, improving as the season went on, you really saw a difference when Dean Pease was brought on as well. And I'm almost wondering if maybe this is also another move from John's standpoint of just kind of developing Zach Orr as a defensive coordinator, with him being so fresh to the role this past season. You think that there's some truth to that?
It's interesting when you say develop him. Yeah, he's a young, bright, up and coming. I think he'll have an opportunity to be a head coach somewhere. Right now, he's a defensive coordinator. It's more along the lines, from my viewpoint, is that you can never have enough smart guys. In other words, yeah, sure, you're coming in, but like technically he's not helping me. He's helping the unit. And I am the head of the unit. I am going to set the table as far as like what I see. It's your job to then come in and how can you help by giving your voice to my vision and articulate it to that secondary. So when we're playing Cincinnati, when we're playing Pittsburgh, there aren't any breakdowns. So you can come to me and discuss some of the details that are going on that I might not globally see because I am looking at the bigger picture. That, I think, is the role that, an experienced play caller on the defense side of the football / former head coach and what Chuck can bring. Also, what Dean Pease has brought as well. But make no mistake about it. I mean, Zach Orr's defense was his defense. They all know that. I mean, those are older gentlemen that have been there, done that. You don't need some young buck stepping on your toes, and you don't need some old dude tripping, acting like, well, back in my day. No, I think this is a great partnership. And if you got guys that are selfless and can bring that, level of speak truth to power, which I'm sure they will, then you got yourself an opportunity to win ball games.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know what I do love with all this? You're right. Zach Orr is coming into his own. And obviously he's figuring out how he's becoming even a better version of a coach himself. But, man, it is a luxury in my mind if you have people that the organization trusts and you feel that can be a resource. And that's what essentially that they're doing. You're adding resources.
Yeah, and it doesn't really get talked enough about. Since he's entered the league in 2008 as a head coach, John Harbaugh has had some incredible staffs. He has made some incredible hires. If you look at the coaching tree, just everyone, it feels like, whether it's former head coaches, defensive coordinators, no matter what it is, he's always seems to be getting the right guys in the coaching staff. And that's something you have to give him credit for.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, hey, look, we're happy he's back. I'm glad that Chuck loves Baltimore and that holds that place near and dear. And I love the fact that he was saying it led to what ended up being, a pinnacle for his moment, being a head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. So hopefully, though, he can join Baltimore and the Ravens can be the team going to the Super Bowl Q. But speaking of Super Bowls here, a couple things. Well, one, you were in one, I guess, 24 years ago now when we look back. Crazy, right?
Who's counting?
Who's counting that? But there was a debate here, Q. Zach, we were talking about this. I think I'm fascinated to hear your thought on this. It's very interesting. So Cam Newton had a conversation recently that asked, hey, Cam, would you give up your MVP for a Super Bowl victory? So we're going to play Cam's comments, Q, and I'm dying to know your thoughts kind of on this situation.
We've got a former league MVP right here on the set right now in Cam. I ask you, Cam, if you could give back that league MVP for a Super Bowl championship, would you do it?
No.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Because you have to ask it through this lens. That was a very journalistic viewpoint or vantage point or response, Stephen A. I'll ask you this question, and, just to pose this thought. What's more important, impact or championships? You look at a guy like Allen Iverson, or you stood up on the table and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not going to be these individuals who have the luxury of saying, hey, I not only dominated this sport, but I also have championships to back it. Like, let me remind you, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Respectfully, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So, yes, when you look at those guys and you say, okay, what's more important? Would you have preferred to win a Super Bowl? I think that's the humble approach. But if we're being honest, the impact of you holding yourself accountable to say everybody has a responsibility to do. And you can say as an MVP award winner or All-American, you've held yourself or you've held your end of the bargain down. And that's what it really comes down to for.
So Q, interesting. Of course, he's got to throw Trent Dilfer in there. Come on, man. Hey, Trent Dilfer, help lead the Ravens. I know the defense was pretty good from what I remembered. Q, you might have seen the defense did a couple things there or two, but I'm curious. What do you make of those comments there on giving up a personal goal for a chance to win, as an ultimate goal as a kid?
A team goal,
being a champion.
Yeah, I like what, Cam, how he couched it, because if you see the bigger picture, it is the ultimate team sport. Within that, you have other guys that are next level performers, and you depend upon those next level performers to raise the level of play of your team up. Whether it be a Drew Brees who goes down to New Orleans and transforms that organization. If you're Dan Marino, however many decades back, when he got in as a rookie, he just sustained excellence, yet couldn't get his organization over the hump. But yet, man, you ask anybody down in South Florida, like Dan walks on water with the amount of love and endorsements and all the things that goes along with, being Dan Marino in Miami. You look at Doug Williams, the Commanders ambassador. My God, I mean, they have Hall of Famers, and they got just so many guys that are in and out. But boy, Doug Williams, I mean, he's on that upper echelon because of his championship. So if it's an MVP, award, or if it's a Super Bowl championship and you so happen to get the, MVP in that particular game, I mean, you're right. You can't be Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, who else? You name the different guys, Charles Barkley, those guys, they're not going to win a championship, but they were all-stars. Why weren't they going to win a championship? Because Michael Jeffrey Jordan, just messed the whole thing up with his sustained excellence. But I promise you, Luke Longley is like, yeah, bro, I got me some rings, and that's fine. Bill Wellington, he's got him some rings. But Scottie Pippen is, he's that upper tier, next level guy, from being a top all-time 50, all-time 75, all-time type of a guy. So my take on it, Qadry, I had one AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and that's one that a lot of guys don't have. I have me a Super Bowl championship that a lot of guys haven't even sniffed it. They haven't even sniffed what it felt like to win in the playoffs. I'm proud of my accomplishments. I don't need to look at the other dude and what he accomplished, what kind of money he got, or any of those other things. His business is his business. I'm appreciative of my business, in particular, how I played to the level that my talent was able to allow me. And I am grateful, because when you were saying about that 2000 team, no, it wasn't Trent Dilfer. Trent didn't do jack diddly. All he did was protect the football. And then when we got into the Super Bowl, as much as everybody is like, oh my God, Qadry, if you'd have kept your feet on the one particular pass that I got from Trent, which was the longest play from scrimmage in that game. So that's something I'm like, yo, I'm hanging my hat on that. But mother of pearl, if you look closely at the game, hell, Trent could have had 4 easy touchdowns. He had literally Patrick Johnson open twice down the sideline. He had me again on some plays that he missed on. We had a historic defense, all time, that I absolutely love getting into with the Chicago Bears people who think that their defense was better than our defense, or the Legion of Boom. Oh, man, our defense is way better than our Ravens defense. No, they weren't, and I love it. I love it. And I ain't trading nothing for it. And if Cam is comfortable in his own skin, not worrying about a championship, then Cam is comfortable in that, and he's going to go ahead and do what he does.
Yeah.
I'm going to sip on some water because I have to stay hydrated.
No. Oh, hey, you got to stay hydrated right here, Q. But it's a good point, though. I think that, hey, I think you got to be comfortable with whatever that is, with your accomplishments. Not everyone's going to have a chance to win a Super Bowl. I do understand also, like in the case when people are bringing up the Bills and Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I think, is one of the best players right now. Doesn't have, unless looks like right now, Lamar could be winning the third. But then Josh Allen still have no accolades, quote unquote. And no, and like,
I see that on Twitter all the time where it's like Josh Allen when he entered the league versus Josh Allen now. It's like goes through all the accolades. It's still zero, and that says beard, yes, and in this first picture, beard, no. And it's like he spent all in the league just to grow a beard. So when you said no accolades, that reminded me of like Twitter.
Well, I mean, but the thing that's crazy, and of course he has accolades, but the big ones that they're talking about. But at the end of the day, you got to be comfortable with what you did, you know. And for Cam, hey, that MVP year for him was sensational. It was incredible. But also, Q, you're right. The team that you were a part of and what you did also was sensational. And so I think it's whatever you feel with. And I'm with you, Q. I think that defense allowed 23 points the entire postseason. I think it was one touchdown in like 4 games. Yeah. And then the one touchdown that people got to remember, that was a kickoff in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One offensive touchdown.
What I think is the crazy stat that is so mind-boggling to me, they did not the rushing stat where they did not allow 1,000 yards rushing for the entire season. Like the season, not a one individual, like no, all the running backs. And it was a murderer's row of running backs in the AFC Central, from guys like Jerome Bettis, who's my guy, Eddie George. You had Fred Taylor, and a dude from Cincinnati who every time I bring up this list, I forget his name. And you had some really good, strong running backs in Cleveland as well, but they were the Cleveland Browns, so you know. But like literally, the big picture is like the dominance of their defense. Like it was one of my Ray Lewis stories. So we go ahead, we doing what we doing, and Trent being Trent, you know, he throws a ball and it goes incomplete. But I was the number one read, and I'm like, man, you threw it to the other dude, and I just ran my route. I'm wide open. So I go to the sideline, I'm pissed. So I kind of take my head off, aggressive, and Ray goes, hey, Q, hey, man, keep your head up. Don't worry, you guys won't get the ball back. I am not kidding you, bruh. You've been in many a dugout. You've seen the great ones do what they do. I walked over, got some doggone powdered Gatorade that didn't have all the nastiness in it. I was getting ready to sip on it, and I turn around, and he goes, hey, what did I tell you? Punt team was out there on the field. I had to put my helmet back on because we were going right back out. That was the quickest 3 and out I've ever seen in my entire life. Hey, you do what you do.
Like, at what point was the mindset just you'd walk off the field and you're like, I got to get stuff quick. They're about to get them off the field already. You get to the sideline and you look back, you're like, it's 3rd and 8? Like, I just got here. Literally,
you're like, okay. All right, well, I guess we're going back out there. Let's go. And I mean, Corey Dillon was the Cincinnati Bengals running back. I mean, that dude was a beast. So that was like a murderer's row within the AFC Central. And he quit the game. Who quits the game? Who doesn't want to go back in? He did it. Like Eddie George and them was frothing at the mouth trying to get all just violent and everything against us. But they couldn't do it because we had the 2010 just sitting there like Ray and them just like, yo, what's up? I mean, bro, we had some dogs. And I mean, just it was like just like you just watch it. And what they did against the Giants, because the Giants technically whooped up on the Minnesota Vikings, who had this dominant offense and blah, blah, blah. Man, they whooped their ass so bad. It was just like, yeah, whatever. And so here comes the Giants. But our defense was like, yeah, we up to the task. Y'all just ran into the wrong team. I know y'all thought y'all was doing something in the NFC Championship game, but go ahead and take that NFC Championship trophy and you're going to display it, and all that. Matter of fact, we are responsible for helping Michael Strahan understand what it took to beat Tom Brady and them twice. So the Giants kind of technically owe the Ravens some love after realizing we whooped up on y'all. Here's how y'all got to do it to the next team. And so Michael Strahan, bro, you should like something with the ring. Like, give me another extra little diamond or something. Like, all right, put it on your Super Bowl ring or something. Because the two that y'all got wasn't from Eli and my boy, shout out Syracuse, David Tyree with the helmet catch. Nah, that was them getting their asses whooped in 2000. Then all of a sudden, yeah, y'all were ready to play. Y'all already knew what was what.
I love him. Q goes off, man. I can hear it continue to go on and on. You know what? We got to find more ways with Q in the offseason here to get these moments firing up here. But Q, before you go, as always, appreciate you. Tell everyone what you are up to with missile training. And I think Kevin's in the background. Maybe have an exercise that Kevin, who's getting ready, there he, whoa, goodness.
Yeah. Kevin had his birthday, and Kevin was like, yo, Qadry, this is the deal. I need to go ahead and lose some of this baby fat. So the baby fat is like, we got to get rid of it. We just got to get rid of the baby fat and recognize that you're a man now. You got some hair underneath the armpits, and testosterone is like at its zenith right now. It is at as high as it's going to get. We got to keep it up there. So we got to get rid of the baby fat, keep that testosterone going. And part of the way you can do that is by exercising. So this is our challenge for missile training. So you go to missiletraining.com and you can check out what I offer as far as missile training movement, okay? And it gives you an opportunity, regardless of age, from 6 all the way up. My oldest client's 85. Actually, he should be 86 this year, but he and I didn't discuss that. But that's okay. So he's 86. Dude is still driving, doing his thing. Bless him. Now, with that said, back to Kevin and the baby fat. So the baby fat, we got to help him overcome it. One of the ways he can do it is making sure he ups his protein intake. Get some good fish, some chicken, some of that red meat, some of that butter, some of that ghee. Oh, yeah. But we can't have him having the applesauce anymore. None of that. Applesauce, we can't have him have a whole apple because the polyphenols are in the apple and the fiber. But when he's on our shows, like, you can't be coming up on Ryan Ripken show looking like you have baby fat. You got to come up in there looking like, yo, I'm ready. Hey, this is my opinion on stuff. My opinion says that, look, I don't care what the O's do. I don't care what the Ravens do. And see, your voice changes when you get that baby fat is gone. Then all of a sudden, you're like, hey, I'm Kevin Allstriker. And I said, this is what's up. And then all of a sudden, Ryan and them going to be like, oh, my God, what's going on? He doesn't look like Screech anymore. There it is.
Well, hello to you too, Q. By the way, this is the second time that Q has ruined my birthday week. The first time was, if you listen to Locked On Ravens, he wished me a happy birthday and then went into a 5-minute rant on every single Ravens playoff failure over the last decade, reminding me of every misfortune the Ravens have had. And he didn't even, this is a joke between Q and I, didn't even get to say that Devonta Freeman's the best running back in the NFL. Wouldn't even give me that. So, where's the baby fat? Where is it?
See, that's the problem. You can't see your baby fat on the screen because you're hiding it behind your shirt. If you lifted up your shirt, you would see that
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, there you go. See, I'm just trying to say the baby fat. You went up in here, but the baby fat's down there, all up in your belly. You're like, okay, hey fellas, what's going on? I got some baby fat. So, you got to overcome and adapt. Overcome and adapt. Here's what we got. And I'll leave you guys with this from a missile training aspect of things. So you do what they call exercise snacks. Sports and nutrition scientists are now saying that it is actually better to do a exercise snack. So you look at your clock, oh, there's an hour, it's gone by. 15 minutes in that hour, you do, like I should describe, a missile training squat, but you keep the inside of your ankle bones up high. You make sure that your feet are fist width distance apart, your toes are straight. Once you do that, except for this one here, well, no, this one here. See, that toe can't be straight because it's like, you catch a ball and then bam, and then you just get it jammed, and you just got a finger that just won't ever go like that. But anyway, I digress. 15, literally, feet straight, bowing out your knees, push your butt back, squats. Every hour in a 15-minute window, exercise snacks. It is actually better for you than going ahead and doing something for an hour when the baby fat just doesn't work very well.
I'm taking a 6-month break from everything. I'm going to come back and be the most jacked person you've ever seen.
Live large.
With Q.
That's
Q,
right.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Zach has been in tears.
That was an all-timer.
I don't know how I'm going to continue this show. Just now, back to Kevin's baby fat. Took me.
Yeah.
Voice when you're like, you gotta come in like, I'm Kevin Ostrich.
that's what that's supposed to be like when I come back after 6 months.
Yeah, you gotta stop with those corn dogs, then, Kev. But
that's the secret ingredient right there.
Oh, hey, Q, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And we'll get back on. We're going down to Radio Row, Q. So when we get our schedule figured out, I'll let you know because we're gonna have to have a baby fat segment now.
Yeah. No, don't.
You guys are gonna live large and enjoy New Orleans. I'm telling you right now, Radio Row, their convention center where Radio Row will be held is going to be awesome and fascinating. You're going to get a ton of different celebs walking by. It's going to be great. Just remember, like, y'all be y'all. Don't get all, oh my God, there's that so-and-so. Oh my God. See, they're more in awe of y'all than y'all of them.
Zach.
Yeah. Enjoy it, fellas.
Thank you, Q.
Complete the fifth.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Appreciate you, Q. I'll give you a round of applause. Even though
I love you made it the roast of Kevin Ostrich.
Oh my God.
I couldn't even get a word in. I come in and this is what I'm greeted with.
He's right out of the gate.
Kevin showed up, got thrown on the screen, and then it took 4 minutes for him to even get a word out. And Q did not take the foot off the gas.
No,
That was
he was relentless.
I think that
He was on. Look, the entire time Q was on, he was on one because it
Oh.
was just with
from the get-go.
from just talking about
That's an all-time
the
clip
Super
from the
Bowl,
show.
and then like, oh my God,
there were like 9 clips
Best-
that are going to have to be.
This is why we love Q.
best
too.
appearance of all time on the show.
I love Q, man. He is as authentic as it can be, and no one likes roasting Kevin Ostreicher more than Qadry, I think, at this point. We love a good Kevin Ostreicher roast. We might have to add that to the Ryan Ripken repertoire. Hey, Kev, so like this actually happened right before we went on the show. We got access to Radio Row.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That is sick.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
So, and also, Kev, we talked about things for baseball because I think Laura said something about, you got winter meetings, Radio Row. What about spring training? Maybe. So we'll talk about. We'll figure that one out later. But a lot of things happening.
They're finally there. You go.
Oh goodness. Oh, it is going to be interesting to say the least.
Kevin living on 695 out there.
Yeah. We could go out there right now.
Kevin's almost back to a normal schedule. What, Kev? You said you got two weeks left of like just your life kind of being run by all these things, but
yeah, I mean football. Yeah, after the Super Bowl, I'm still going to do Locked On Ravens, obviously, but it's full on baseball mode here. And because I've been hosting a cool show on the Locked On Podcast Network that they gave me this year. And so we record that on Thursday. Well, we recorded on Thursday. It comes out on Friday. There are a couple of other responsibilities. No game this week means the schedule is very much light. So that's why I'm able to hop on today. But after the Super Bowl is over, it's crazy. I know Zach and I talk about this all the time. We talked about it every single Kevin and Zach React. We're like, didn't Isaiah Likely just step out of bounds on his touchdown
I know,
yesterday?
right?
Feels like yesterday that happened.
That's the moment we wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Well, I had to listen to Q talk about the Ravens playoff failures a couple days ago, so you can tolerate me talking about one regular season loss.
No, we can't. No, we can't, Kev. Well, gosh, I'm hoping for Baltimore sports fans in general that this is a great spring.
We want to talk about. It feels like just yesterday Isaiah Likely stepped out. We're talking about spring training and stuff, pitchers and catchers point. I feel like we were just at the yard. Like it feels like we're getting ready for baseball season again. And I feel like we just left.
Yeah.
It's
and
crazy.
then we're almost back, and we might be doing some more cool things with the Ryan Ripken show. So again, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. You're right, Kev. We're getting closer to baseball season. And we're going to have a lot in store, but we got to get through football. And one of those things we're excited. We're going to have presence and boots on the ground down in New Orleans. So stay tuned for more information on that. And then, like Kev, you're saying, baseball season's going to be here. We're going to be hitting the ground running in a lot more ways than one. And obviously, then, Kev, you and Zach are to be back rolling with the Kevin and Zach React before we know it after every Orioles game. Lord help you guys and everyone that tunes in.
I think the most, the best part about it is everyone keeps a cool head about it all the time.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I love that Baltimore truly understands that it's a 162 game schedule and not every game is the end of the world.
Everybody's so chill.
Yeah. It's, a couple hiccups here and there and people are like, hey, the O's are fine. We believe.
Listen, you make one critique of Bautista.
That was actually brought up.
That was my claim to fame.
So where was that?
That was the beginning of the Ryan Ripken show. Is that what the hell are you?
Ask a simple question.
I'm starting a new collection. I have my glass fish collection. Now I'm starting a glass duck collection. So this
I missed that from Joe.
Yeah, that was why we said we were going to the Super Bowl.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
So this is the type of content you'll get on Kevin and Zach React, is with the props.
See that.
This duck is actually, it has like a green thing inside of it, and it reflects off the light is blue and green. See, if you put it in different angles, it reflects a different color.
Way to go, Kev.
Thank you.
Baby Fat and Zach React.
I hate how much that rhymes.
Great.
God.
That is going to be great. I can't wait, guys. We got so much planned in the baseball season. We're going to have so much coverage of it. But we still got a little bit of football left here so far. So we just had Q join us. And if you're just tuning in, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live every Monday and Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. When our spring schedule rolls around, things might change. And also we have a hot stove happy hour on Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. That might change because of our schedule next week. So just keep an eye out here on the channel. But we got a jam-packed year coming your way. And if you're just tuning in, and I know I saw some comments again, I know the big story that people want to talk about more was the Justin Tucker. But once again, we explained earlier in the show, the Ravens released a statement, the article at the Baltimore Banner, and Justin Tucker released a statement. Just for right now, during all of this, we're not going to comment any further on it. And we're going to let this kind of play out, this situation play out accordingly.
Too early.
We know that it is running rapid throughout social media. Believe me, we're well aware.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to address that as it is. So Alex, I saw, was asking. So, guys, I think maybe like the one last bow on before the Super Bowl is that Brandon Beane was talking about the Chiefs-Bills game. And Brad, I know you had some thoughts about some of the calls in the game, but Brandon Beane talked about maybe some explanations he got from the league and his thoughts on some calls, specifically one with Josh Allen and 4th and 1. So why don't we play that clip for you guys and we'll react on the other side.
Yeah, it's frustrating. There's only so much I can say. I don't, we work with the league to try to get clarity, and I'll give them credit. They've taken our calls, they've sent video and things like that. I just, I wish, if you're talking about like the 4th down play, that was, I feel like he got that. And I still feel like he got that. I felt that in the moment, and nothing has changed my mind on that, the play that we challenged, I thought was a good challenge. I'm not sure either player had possession on the Bishop Worthy play. When the ball touched the ground, you have to have possession. It's like, what is possession? And what Matt says is possession might not be what Elena says is possession. You know what I mean? It's a little bit. But when the ball touches the ground, someone has to have established possession. And, again, they've given how they see it, and that's their job. But it is what it is. I mean, those are just like plays we didn't make in a game too. So by no means are we saying that's why we lost the game.
So, you know what? Addressing that, and I think he, as a general manager of a team, I think he handled himself very professionally. He does. That's what he has to do.
Very careful about his response.
I mean, he knows when the fine money comes.
Oh, yeah. There's some people that don't care where the fine money comes, or they just get fined for nothing.
Something other people said.
Like Joe Mixon.
Yeah, Joe Mixon, you can just get fined for
absolutely. That was absolutely insane.
If it was
that he got fined for
he's
that.
He's got to be able to appeal that, right? There's no way.
NFL Player Association's got to step in and take that out.
Yeah, no doubt. But for Brandon Beane, look, there was other plays in the game that the Bills could have made, no doubt about it. I think the bigger one for me, if you want to argue the catch, no catch, one of those situations, it was going to be a first down. I understand it puts it 3 instead of the 15 or 20. The 4th and 1, I think, is the most glaring conversation. I still think at this point, Kev, I think the bigger thing for me when it comes to these conversations is how do we not have technology like tennis where you can, but I'm just saying, like, you can, if you did a line, it could just be, hey, reach the line to gain. Like if you're going straight across, tennis has had a system for I don't know how long where you can hit a serve and you can challenge it and it can tell you how close it is all the way down to.
I saw someone talking about that, and then I forget which former player brought up. It's just the difference with tennis is you have 12 cameras at every angle, and like in the situation of the NFL, I'm not sure they were saying with all the bodies in a scrum, like can't get a clear angle on it. So I don't know if they need to go to some sort of chip system. I don't know what it's got to be like.
They already do with the kick,
Yeah, which is why I'm like, because remember the whole thing, like with I just think it's one of those things. I don't know how. Like you're right. Like there's got to be something. Yeah. Like with all the technology, all the things that they have, all these there should be something like, Bing. Okay, reach the line of game. We're going.
We live in a world where you can catch rockets in midair. We can't figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing that I want to say with this, I think, Kev, and you can go with your point, I think that this would also alleviate a lot of the contention there because it's a judgment call. And once you make a call on the field, it has to be indisputable evidence. And even though we might think it, that's just how it goes on there. And I think that to your point, Brad, of what you were a little bit more explicit with saying about how are we not there, it just seems like there could be something in there that could just clear the gray area away, Kev, right? That's kind of what people want is, oh, okay, great. Yes or no, there could be a better system in place that would take away the scrutiny because that's what happened. It's a lot of scrutiny on those specific refs and the NFL for making the call.
Yeah, and I mean, I know the NFL has done some stuff with the chips as you guys talked about, but there has to be that like bang, bang technology because Zach, you're right. With like all the bodies there, sometimes the ball just gets lost and you can't figure out, okay, well, where was the ball when the knee was down? Because from every camera angle, it's blocked. So I know that the NFL is going to look into using the sky cam a little more, hopefully, and obviously replay assists kind of showed itself this year, and I know that they're talking about expanding that. But when it's different when it's a bang call and it literally could go either way. It's another thing when the evidence is right there in front of you, and even still, the wrong call is being made. It's like what happened when the NFL put in the reviews on pass interference, and that system failed because no one could determine what a pass interference was. And that was, Ryan, like you said, it was up to the referee crew what pass interference was and what pass interference wasn't. I think there's too much left up to it being a judgment call, and that's what human error is. And there's different conversations in different sports, obviously baseball being one about robot umpires and whether you want to take away that human error, if it means you're getting more accurate calls. Some people think human error is a part of the game and that's what it should be. But a lot of sports leagues have referee problems because the rule book states one thing or a play happens and it shows you one thing. But if you get the wrong ref that day and they don't see it that way, it could impact an entire team season.
Yeah, well, that's why also when people look at stats of just the tendencies, some officiating crews maybe call more penalties or specific penalties. Maybe some don't call as many penalties. But above all that, like honestly, in my case, that doesn't really get to me because it's a judgment call when you're making, hey, do you think you see a hold? Do you think you see a face mask? Do you miss a call? But when it comes to down and distance, like that's the one thing for me, down and distance, it feels like there could be something there that would be able to get that right a little bit more. So because if that gets settled, then at least you can say, hey, like we feel better, but it's that plus any of the other 50-50 or judgment calls you got to make.
My big thing is I genuinely don't understand why we still have coaches challenges, because why sometimes the coach has to challenge, but then other times there's replay assist. Why are we not just getting the calls right? Like the most frustrating thing is when a call is blatantly wrong and you see the other team rushing up to the line to, snap it or whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah, I would challenge that if I'm then. It looks like it blatantly hits the ground and then they snap the ball and they get away with it. But then we have a ball, they're like, oh, actually, after replay assist, we're moving this up a foot to give them the first down. Why are blatant plays like this just not getting overturned by replay assist? Like, I don't understand why we have a challenge system and replay assist. What gets replay assisted? What gets challenged? Like, it's just a mess. Like, that's genuinely what it feels like. It feels like there's no structure of what can be replay assisted, what has to be challenged, because why are we taking away timeouts and challenges for something that replay assist should have just looked at? Like, because half the time they're like, oh, they have to challenge the spot of this ball, like throw the challenge flag. But then the next quarter, there was a wrong spot, and they're like, after replay assist, we're just moving it. So why did we have to use a challenge before? It just that's my biggest thing is I don't know what they're doing with the whole. Kevin, you talked about expanding replay assist. Expand replay assist and take away challenges, or one or the other, because it's hard to have both. Where sometimes the league is like, hey, we're just looking at this by ourselves, then we'll continue, and then sometimes they're like, oh, but you wanted us to look at it even though we already were. That's going to cost you a timeout. It's just a very weird.
All turnovers should be that's no penalty or no
there should
challenge
just be
flags.
Like they have with replay assist, but like it should never be to the point of, oh, this is blatantly missed. Hey, we're waiting for this other team to challenge while one team is running up the field. Like, just if replay assist knows it, just change it. Like, why are some calls being changed and some calls being waited for challenges?
Remember back in the day when a turnover happened and you tried to throw a challenge flag, but if you threw a challenge flag, they didn't allow you to review the play anymore. Yeah. So you remember that play with Jim Schwartz, I think it was, where it wasn't and that's on Jim Schwartz, but think about that. It's because he threw a penalty flag and they're like, oh, well, we were about to review it. Yep, because you reviewed it.
Yeah, we can't.
We can't now, and that call stands. It's crazy, but we're getting there, right, Kev? We're getting there.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. But I'll tell you what, football season's coming to an end, and then moving into the spring, and then it'll be the NFL draft, and then we're going to do this all over again and complain about certain calls. I know a lot of people are still talking about, since the last time the Chiefs and Eagles played in the Super Bowl, that one call in the Super Bowl, the holding call that was called at the end of the game.
Yep.
That's still talked about in those cases. And like I said, I am okay with those, but when it comes to down and distance, Brad, feels like we're in a position now where you can make the right call anyway. But I digress. Hey, guys, before we move into a little bit of baseball conversations here, I think it's a good time we take a ride on our Adams Jeep of Maryland here. Take a quick ride. Beautiful. Kevin, don't drive the crab.
The crab is driving.
Oh, the crab's driving? Then it's fine. Hey, Zach, over or under 7?
I'll go under.
Under.
Under. Heel. Yeah, baby. Our friends at Adams Jeep of Maryland. Hey, appreciate them. 5 minutes from the Ironbird Stadium up there. And if you're looking for a new or used car, check out adamsjeepofmaryland.com. And if you use the phrase, I love the Ryan Ripken show or Rocco sucks, get a chance to get $1,000 in gas money with purchase of the vehicle. Just tell them that we said hello. Chuck and Matt, they are the best. And we have a lot more things planned with Adams Jeep of Maryland up there. And if you need to get your car fixed too, any car, doesn't have to be a Jeep. They're the go-to people, and they're looking for the best opportunity for you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you guys.
Monster truck is getting surgery right now.
It is getting surgery.
It's one thing. It's not one thing. It's the other.
Yeah.
Get wrecked into, or now this issue that I have getting surgery.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is, at least with that, hey,
but they're taking care of me.
Yeah. That's the big part.
They've been keeping me up to date on everything. Let me know what's going on. And and literally got a phone call today. Said, I'm going to work my ass off to get it done tomorrow.
Well, and they genuinely care.
Yeah.
And we're saying that we try to provide ourselves and with our sponsors with people that you reach out to them because we love them. Like if you love us, you're going to love them.
Yeah.
And Chuck and Matt, they love us, and they also don't like Rocco. So like, it's perfect all the way around.
Great people.
Great people. And Adams Jeep, beep, beep. I'm a Jeep. They might need to start doing that. Beep, beep. I'm a Jeep.
I'm a
Love
real
it.
boy.
I'm a real boy. Did we also have the Adams Jeep just take over Kevin's face?
Yeah. That happens.
I am Adam's Jeep.
That's beautiful. You're a good kid, Kevin. I don't care what they say about you. But
Thank
fellas, before we move on into the whole baseball side,
We got a poll.
we have a poll up.
We do.
What's the poll?
The poll today is which fictional character would be the best athlete? And I chose, we can fill in whatever you want, but I chose Superman, the Flash, Captain America, and I threw in Black Widow as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So far, Superman is in the lead.
Yeah.
The poll's still out though. The Flash is in second place.
I was gonna say Flash. I just, I'm if I'm being completely honest, I'm thinking of just doing a drag
Pure
bunt.
speed.
Yeah, just doing a drag bunt. Now you're home for a home run.
Yeah.
Get that puppy down.
Look, the Flash could just play all 9 positions if you wanted to.
Yeah, balls in the air, boom, go. If baseball, I mean, really anything. Flash.
Yeah, throw himself a touchdown.
Yeah, he could. Basketball, he gets the ball. He's already passed you. Like
Right.
he grabs it. He then takes it from you. You didn't even notice.
So like Superman, so how would you classify Superman?
As a hero?
No, but I meant Flash. If you're saying he's so fast, but Superman isn't he flies at faster than the speed of bullet? Like
He flies, yes. He does fly.
But I mean, I guess in his case, I'm just trying to decide like how fast is the Flash compared to Superman is where I was going at. Like if we're going
we're now seeing didn't Superman outspeed the Flash? So
I don't know.
is this true?
That's my
I don't pay
point.
attention enough to know this. Is that because then that changes my answer.
Yeah, that would change my answer too.
If he's
right?
faster,
Like that's my point. Is if Superman and Peter Griffin.
That's literally on the New England Patriots.
I love the write-ins are great. Laura says the Black Widow is athletic. Yeah, she literally is.
Yeah.
She literally is athletic. I mean, nobody's gonna be a better gymnast than Black Widow, I would think, right?
Kevin, what do you got over there?
I'm going Flash. I agree. Plus, like if you're talking football, you snap the ball, you're already in the end zone. Like,
Right.
no one can. I guess the only way that I guess golf Flash really couldn't do unless he wants to cheat and like pretend to hit the ball and then run all the way and drop the ball into hole in one, then run all the way back.
That's a fair point, Kevin, because I mean nobody knows if Superman can actually hit a golf ball. He just
Yeah.
No,
Like how well can he?
I'm getting some.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Superman is like a god. He's as fast as the Flash and the strongest person alive. So I'm gonna have to Superman in the post as well now.
Yeah, if Superman is as fast as the Flash, then it's Superman. But if the Flash is faster than Superman, then it's the Flash.
Although Superman, now looking at it, I should have just gone Superman. Like, it just makes too much sense.
Yeah, maybe I made this poll a little unfair.
Now I'm thinking like,
I think Flash beats anybody but Superman. Then,
actually, ask how are the Flash's hands? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh shit, I didn't even think about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does Superman know how to hit a golf ball? We don't know.
I think that he's good at everything.
Yeah, I think that's why he's Superman.
I guess he knows how to laser people, but does he know how to hit a baseball? I don't know.
Well, what if the baseball's made of kryptonite?
Yeah.
What happens?
Hit
the ball,
right?
Right. Then he's useless.
Yeah.
A Superman movie where he's just a really good baseball player, and then in the World Series, someone brings out kryptonite.
They put it in the ball.
Yeah.
And then Peter Griffin's got to come out of the stands.
Oh my gosh! Someone write this down. Kevin, trademark that.
Write this down, Kevin. Write this down. Get the fish.
Flash is a little light in the loafer, says Rick.
Well, that I don't know if the comics wrote that in, but it can't confirm or deny that for the Flash.
Notice that we didn't talk about Captain America at all.
Superman at linebacker or safety.
Captain America
is
the all-time greatest at throwing the discus.
As a former discus player, I do appreciate that.
It's not
roll the film.
What was that?
Zach needs to roll the film on his discus days.
Oh my gosh, it was.
Oh
incredible.
yeah, do we have film on that, Zach?
God no.
We do have some throwback Thursday photos we will share with you guys later on.
Yeah, so final answer Superman for me.
Final answer Superman.
Yeah, agree.
All right, yeah, Superman, unless the ball's got kryptonite.
I love how we start talking about this, having this conversation, and then the polls start switching it up. There's a lot more votes for the Flash right now.
Telling you,
it's the power of the influence.
I mean, the Flash can be fast, but if he doesn't have good hand-eye coordination, we're back.
That's what I'm saying. But Captain America,
some people have different priorities too. Like Rick's saying, if that's one of your worries is that you could be the Flash, you pick them, but maybe there's another issue.
Superman would be a mean edge rusher. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think he'd do okay. He would do okay. Well, guys, as we continue our march on over there to baseball, as we're getting there, Zach.
Yeah, we had a late entry. This just got posted, and I have to.
Well, so welcome everyone to this edition of Zach's browsing history. Zach,
I look at Dan Orlovsky a lot differently right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Ryan Clark just posted something on X. I'm just going to share it. Want to see a good crime? Here's how Dan Orlovsky eats a Reese's peanut butter cup, or doesn't really eat it. He doesn't like the milk chocolate. Guys, I'm so sorry for playing this.
So So what are you spitting out though?
He spits out chocolate.
Wait, you're just eating the peanut butter? So you're just trying to eat the peanut butter?
He's eating the chocolate off of the Reese's.
So what you gonna do with the top of it? Eat it.
Oh. Why are you?
So what part are you spitting out?
Chocolate. I don't like milk chocolate.
He doesn't like milk chocolate.
Okay.
So
Cool.
This man is insane.
Okay, wait a minute. Why eat?
Why eat the peanut butter?
Okay, I hope we get to talk to Dan.
Just eat peanut butter.
Yeah.
I'll give him just a Reese's peanut butter. That's it. No cup, just peanut butter.
I thought that
if we took a knife and surgically removed all the chocolate off and handed him just the inside of, I think he would find that fun.
I might make him peanut butter balls. Like, you can make Buckeyes and then you can just put chocolate, dip it in chocolate on top to be a Buckeye. It's a peanut butter ball dipped with a little bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
What if you just got the ball?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Maybe he loves Reese's, but the dark chocolate, and he was like caught off guard. Like why would you how do you find yourself liking Reese's with like
this is straight up a Kevin Oestreicher.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Except I can't do that.
It must be the weird.
Oh yeah, Kevin physically can't do that because of his.
Well, no. I didn't say the peanut butter itself. The take on this food item in particular is a Kevin Oestreicher-esque take on food. It must be something with the weird fucking last names
that begin with O.
Yeah, no, not just O, but O with like a million syllables attached to it. Oestreicher, Orlovsky, like it must be something with that.
I feel like I have prepared this show to not be as shocked by something like that with all of my shenanigans. I feel like there would have been a lot more shock value if I didn't do the stuff I did.
Butter. If that's really what it like, Reese's actually makes jars of peanut butter. Just go get peanut butter.
Well, or like, is there? I saw Stackhouse was saying, but like, is there a dark chocolate Reese's?
Yeah,
right? There has to be.
There is.
I mean, at that point, it just feels like you're wasting money. Like you're getting rid of what, like 90% of the Reese's at that point, 80%.
Yeah, he was eating it like they were sunflower seeds.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I agree, Tom. I think that's worse than taking off the skin of a hot dog. Like it is.
You know what? I'm gonna give it. I'll give it to you solely because you used utensils to take it off. Like if you like.
Also, I was a kid.
Not that we know.
Denied.
But you're an adult that eats plain hot dogs.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that.
Roll the DaCosta clip.
I was gonna say, ask Eric DaCosta.
Also, my second one is I actually just got reminded of this by my mother wanted me to bring it up. You guys know the soap opera General Hospital?
Yes.
There is a character named Brick in it. Do you know who plays Brick? And is an actual. I just found this out.
Is it Brick Johnson?
No.
Oh.
Stephen A. Smith has been a part of this soap opera apparently since like 2016. And he has like an actual character in it who is like, yeah. So if you like, Stephen A. Smith is in General Hospital.
What does this guy not do?
I don't know, but literally my mom texted me the other day and she's like, General Hospital was on and Stephen A. Smith just walked in. And I was like, this must have been some weird guest appearance because she thought it was going to be like a cameo, like, oh, Stephen A. Smith, like, something like everyone's like, oh, it's Stephen. But she was like, he had an established character. He's been doing this for years, apparently.
No shit.
I want to be now on a soap opera.
I have an IMDb page.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's empty. I mean, someone made it.
Oh,
how did they make it for you?
I don't know.
Like
I can. It literally is just like, hold on, let me see.
Yeah, anybody can make a Wikipedia page on.
Okay, Joe. Then why didn't you ever tell us that Stephen A. Smith was on General Hospital? If we're keeping secrets here,
yeah, honestly, what are we doing, Joe?
Yeah, Jesus.
Come on, Joe. Like Joe, you're acting like everyone knows this, Joe.
Yeah, maybe it should have been an Arkansas fact. Maybe if I wouldn't beat you to the punch, this could have been your moment, Joe. This could have been your moment.
He was about to do, guaranteed Joe is going to give that.
It was within the next 2 or 3.
Oh,
something else on your browsing history. What else was?
There was why the Mike Green, but then what else did we talk about right before?
Rip, do you remember?
We were talking about something right before.
Shit.
We've been talking about a lot of things. My brain is a little bit scrambled. I will be honest.
It's been a day. But no, there was something like what the fuck?
Yeah, because we were like, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to bring that up.
God damn it.
God dang. Maybe it's in my bookmarks.
Who knows? But there's a lot of things there. One thing actually, though.
Just bring up the Marshall thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be in that.
I have to do this. Let me pull up the
We are,
baby. We are going for first round.
Give the context here.
Yeah. So yesterday was the continuation of the Senior Bowl, and kind of one of the players catching the most headlines was Marshall University edge Mike Green, and against a fellow potentially Connerly is going top 15, top 20, one of the best tackles in the draft, and that is a big man getting. That is a massive human being manhandled. As someone who's watched Mike Green all year, this dude's just a stud. Like every single play on defense, like he is involved in, he is just a total game record, 17 sacks this season. It genuinely, he is that guy that if he is there 27 and the Ravens select him, I'll never ask for anything again in my life.
Yeah, this would honestly be the gift that Zach will never ask for anything else in his life.
We draft a Marshall Thundering Herd first round and he becomes a star. I'm just saying.
I think that would end up being the goal for you at the show is, oh, do we want anybody else? No. Just one,
I will say though,
person.
I don't think he returns, but if they bring back Nelson Aguilar and draft Mike Green, I will take 15 off of Aguilar's back myself to give to Mike Green. You got to give the star numbers.
Fair enough. Well, a lot to digest there. Well, we appreciate it, Zach. We are,
baby.
We are. Appreciate it. And we appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, live Monday and Thursday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. But we do have other special occasions here for shows like tomorrow, guys. I think it's a good time that we need to mention that before. And tomorrow, we're taking a trip up to Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Kevin, I appreciate you trying to lip sync it so it didn't mess it up.
I didn't want to ruin it.
But our friends up there in Charlestown Races, Hollywood Casino, we are going to be live there tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time because ESPN Bet is being put in as the sports book up there. So we're going to go live to kind of commemorate the event. And then Washington Commanders or Washington football team, their organization, legend for it, Santana Moss, is going to join us on the show between 12 and 1 p.m. tomorrow. We also, if you are tuning in, you'd have a chance to win some more giveaways. Another bundle from ESPN Bet and the chance to win a signed football at the same time. And for my last go for the packages for the ESPN Bet bundles, I put one out on X and I put one out on Instagram. When this show ends, we are going to select the members. So if you haven't followed the Ryan Ripken Show and Hollywood Casino, liked and commented on it, go and do that right now so you don't miss your opportunity. And then we're just finding different ways to give our followers in the community more chances to win some great stuff. I mean, Brad hasn't taken the shirt off. Brad's still wearing that shirt underneath. Brad dreams about the ESPN Bet shirt.
Yeah.
Still on him.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you do love that shirt. It's a great shirt. But anyway.
Favorite shirt I own.
It's phenomenal. But appreciate our friends at Hollywood Casino. So tune in tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time here on the channel. Appreciate you guys. We'll be live from Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Nice. When I move, you move.
Just like that. I also will say I will be talking if Mike Green somehow makes it to Baltimore and the Ravens have 2 Thundering Herd members on the team. What would we would be? Damn it! No, they have 3.
Who's the other?
They have 3 Georgia players. I was like,
who's the other Marshall?
Rasheen Ali.
Oh,
yeah. He's dealing with injury. Healthy scratch a few times, but we're working back.
Well, he might be in a better football conference than Georgia now.
Sun Belt, the Fun Belt, baby.
The Fun
Belt.
The Fun Belt. Well, guys, what's fun when we talk a little bit more about some ball and sports. So we did discuss a lot yesterday.
Oh, I remember what it was.
Crap, Tom, that was such a good one.
Would you like to continue? I
think it takes 3 to make a herd.
What do you want to finish it out?
Well, the Towson.
Oh,
my goodness.
Yes. Okay. We did have to.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
We are going to talk baseball here in a moment. We did talk last night, as you're pulling this up, Zach, about a lot of the moves. We talked in depth about why Ryan Mountcastle's name was thrown out there in a rumor, not saying that the move is going to happen, but it's around Pete Alonso. So check out last night's stream. We are going to talk a little bit more of the baseball news here. One big storyline to follow. But, Zach, did you find this photo?
Yeah. You got to read the room, Towson.
Towson, whoever runs Towson University's social media probably should pick another occupation.
That was you just can't use any chance we can join you in Cancun.
What even was the reason for did something happen
outside? No, because it was like they tried to backpedal on this.
Yeah, what did they
and they said
comments.
We just want the warm weather. We give our stripes for the Ravens to be in the Super Bowl.
Hashtag too soon. I just noticed that. Hashtag too soon.
So, but like the rest of the comments on this after they initially made this post were just like, WTF.
Yeah.
Towson University. Why would you say such a thing? Because it almost comes off as if it's like a trolling type of post. And then all of a sudden they have to backpedal and say, oh, well, we're just referring to the fact that it's cold outside and we'd rather be in Mexico.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's just I understand the backpedal, but even for that, it makes no sense to me. We want the warm weather. Well, then go to Florida, or like
they also probably should have taken it down.
The better thing would have been because it was just the Orioles like move day.
Yeah.
And like they were going to Sarasota to start setting up. Like if you posted with the Oriole bird, like any chance we can join you in Sarasota.
Yeah.
Then we got to, you can't hit your own team with a Cancun joke.
Because
they're already down, like just
and this would have been, if this was 3 weeks
like
later,
Orlando.
Like not even 2 weeks removed.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl. Mind if we join y'all at the Pro Bowl?
Join you in Orlando, Sarasota, Florida, any state in the U.S. that isn't to the one destination where when your team's eliminated, it's universal. When you say we're going to Cancun, it's not in the sports term being like
it's not
amazing. I can't wait to go. It's
I
like,
hear it's lovely
you
this
got
time
bounced.
of year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Towson University.
I love this.
But
Testudo would never have said something like that. And just real quick, shout out Maryland basketball, who is playing out of their minds right now.
Yes.
A lot of fun. Rank them.
Oh, yeah.
They needed that win. That was a big win last night. Moved ahead of Wisconsin.
Underrated.
Very. They've got incredible bigs, and they have a lot of depth in that front court. So we're backcourt. So
Mike Loxley would never.
Oh, that was just from the top rope, just an absolute, a ricochet shot right there.
Yeah, the unnecessary roughness vibes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 15 yards.
Yeah, that was just unneeded. Like,
you suck, Towson.
I do love Towson, though. I had some good times over there in Towson. Lost a lot of good people.
Rip after dark moments of Towson.
Oh, goodness gracious. Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. All right, now let's get into some baseball. Kevin. Hi.
Hi. Well, we should get into baseball, but that whole Jonte Porter thing is now getting new legs because there's a whole other betting on game scandal with basketball now that could involve like multiple colleges and Terry Rozier, who plays for the Heat. Like, that's what I found on my browser history today. Just a whole other situation.
Goodness gracious. Where is everything going in sports? I don't know. We'll find out, but we'll keep it moving with a little bit of baseball here. And like I said, we talked a lot of baseball yesterday. There's really only like one really interesting storyline for right now. If you're a Baltimore Orioles fan, I understand the caravans going around there, and it's a great event to go out there, see your favorite players and different events. But I wouldn't say that that's the big baseball news around. It's still around that there's pitchers that need to be signed, but there's one pitcher that is on a current team that they've been talking about him all off season, and that was Dylan Cease. Like it kind of died down a little bit, those conversations, and they simmered, right? They simmered, or maybe that burner was turned off. Well, according to John Morosi, guys, that burner might be turning back on pretty hot. And it's because there's a team in the Midwest that wants to continue to be aggressive. So let's play the clip of John Morosi explaining who that could be for Dylan Cease.
Well, if the clip was up, we would.
I got it.
Okay.
Last year, past couple of years, they have had that city. I mean, Petco Park is one of the great places right now, and the home field advantage and the way the home team thrills the fans there. But reportedly, they've got two pitchers that are on the trade market. What's the latest on Dylan Cease and Michael King?
Robert and Harold, good morning. Yes, for the Padres, they're bumping up against much more of a payroll restriction now than they had a year ago, which is the impetus to at least gauge the interest in both Dylan Cease and Michael King as a way to bring back some younger, less expensive talent and also potentially create payroll flexibility to add free agents who might have their price tags dropping in the last days of the offseason. What I was told yesterday from sources is that one team to watch and the potential of moving Dylan Cease. And again, Dylan Cease is more likely to move than King because Cease makes more money, and therefore he would bring more payroll flexibility if they move him. So Cease is the more likely one to move. And one of the teams to watch, the Chicago Cubs. Ooh. Why the Cubs? Well, here's why. They've got 7 of the top 100 prospects, according to MLBpipeline.com. And also, Robert and Harold, look at that column on the far right side. Estimated time of arrival to the major leagues, 2025.
They're ready.
For 6 of the 7. So they are ready, Robert, exactly right. So pay, I think, extra close attention here. The Padres right now, they do not know who's going to start in left field because, of course, Profar is left to sign with the Braves. For that reason, it'd be tough, I think, to justify a one-year deal like Cease. Of course, he's a free agent after 25, to give up someone of Owen Casey's ability, but that's exactly the kind of player who could make trading Dylan Cease worth the while of the Padres, because Owen Casey, if he's in this trade, he goes right into a corner outfield spot in San Diego.
Well, and you think about it, JP, you look what the Padres have traded over the last few years. You look at the Soto trade, the other trades they've made. So if anybody knows talent, a lot of these organizations tout that they're talent, and then they get to the big leagues and the Padres know talent.
That's a good point.
And they've done an amazing job of being, the guys in Washington speak for itself. They're big, they're real, the real deal. And so I think when the Padres are zeroing in on your talent, they know your talent, and they know it's going to play when they make a deal. So they know what they have with Cease, and they know what they have with King, and able to spend those if they want to. But they're going to get players back that are big league ready. I trust them more than I do a lot of other organizations that say, oh, yeah, we're going to make a trade. We're going to get great talent back. Now, hold on. I don't know about that, but I know they do.
Yeah, potentially Dylan Cease returning to Chicago. And, of course, he was a member of the Chicago White Sox.
So that whole conversation, it's very appealing because it felt like with the Padres situation that this was the conversation, fellas, the entire offseason, is that it looked like San Diego had to make some moves. And with Dylan Cease being a pending free agent the following year, he was one name. So was Michael King. But you heard price-wise, Dylan Cease would be the one that would create more flexibility. He'd probably cost a little bit more at the time. And he was the name that everyone was talking about for months, but he's still in San Diego. Why it makes sense and who they were referring to when Harold started speaking was when he said that the Padres are good with evaluating talent, that they've been able to draft talent and evaluate that well. The Washington component of that was who they traded when they got Juan Soto. And those players in Washington are stepping up to be big-time players for them. C.J. Abrams was in that deal. Mackenzie Gore's in that deal. There's other players in that deal that are going to help that team for the Washington Nationals. Then the other flip side of why it would make sense, they depleted their depth in their minor league system with all the trades they made last year at the deadline. So they're looking to kind of enhance their team. And the beauty of it is they have guys that if they made a deal with Chicago that can help their team right now, because San Diego is going to be in the hunt for the playoffs.
Well, that's what my question was going to be to you, Rip, because San Diego, what's the depth look like on their starting pitching rotation? Because if they trade away Michael King and Dylan Cease, what's that leave them with? Like, are they still able to be contenders with 2 stars off of their rotation like that?
I think they don't trade both.
No.
In that
it's one or the other.
I think it's one or the other. That'd be my guess. I would be shocked if they ended up trading both because of that exact factor. If you're going to give up both of those, then you're kind of sending a way different message to your team.
Right.
But if you're going to give up one of them and get some guys back that could help you for this year or beyond, and you're pairing it, I mean, look at I know the roster for the Padres, they need some help, but still look at the star power that they have offensively. You got Jackson Merrill, Maryland guy. You have Manny Machado,
Right.
Well, I know he's getting older, but man, he's still a premier player.
Still an all-star.
And you got Fernando Tatis Jr. I mean, you got some
Xander
power out there.
Bogaerts,
Xander Bogaerts out there.
Luis Arise. They've got a team.
And they're on the team right now. And we know that Ariza's name was thrown out there. And the moves might happen in the future. But to your point, yeah, I don't think that you move Michael King and Dylan Cease. The reality is, though, you're going to move the guy that you know for sure you're not going to re-sign, and you want to also get the value for him. So that's why it's looking like a team is going to make the move. But the problem is Dylan Cease, if the Cubs trade for Cease, they're hoping that he re-signs. Everyone sees that problem. And Dylan Cease would want a maximum deal if he was going to make a commitment. But I think that's beside the point. You got to have the pieces to make a move. Chicago does have the pieces, like for what they want to do. Be competitive right now for the Padres, and also they're ready and they have the ability to be star-like players at the next level. So, and I hate to say it for O's fans, doesn't look like that option's here. Like that's another factor in. And I don't know if a lot of Oriole fans want to see the rental. Like that, I think Michael King has a better chance of signing a longer-term extension this year than Dylan Cease.
Not a Boris guy.
That's exactly the reason for it.
Both of these guys will not be under team control as of next year.
Yeah, they're both 1 year. You're both technically rentals unless you get a deal done.
Correct. So there's the risk.
Yeah.
So for the Cubs, though, you got 7 guys in the top 100.
Cubs have got and that's after making some moves. That's after acquiring,
Cubs are good.
Cubs are in a very interesting situation where they are built very, very nicely for right now.
Yep.
If they can get Tucker and them signed long-term, and even longer term, it looks good. But they've got some guys coming up. They've got some young talent. They're set up to be a very good team for a few years.
And the NL West is going to be a gauntlet. It is. Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Throw out the Rockies, but Giants. I think the Giants
are always a team that they're just going to be good. We saw a not great Giants team. What is it? 3 years ago now, win the most games in all of baseball because they're just one of those organizations where you want to talk about posting up and just grinding for 162.
Yeah.
They're not going to ever be a flashy, like, oh my gosh, here come the Giants all of a sudden. But you play 162 games, you look up, and more times than not, you're like, oh, the Giants won 92 games.
Mm-hmm.
They're not rollovers in that division at all. Now, I will say the AL East is still probably the ultimate gauntlet because of the teams and the noise that those squads can make. Colorado's still not looking to make any noise. But for the Padres, keep in mind how close they were last year. They were 1 win away from knocking the Dodgers out. They had them on the ropes. Game 4 in San Diego. Lose that game.
There were multiple Dodgers players who said that the Padres team was their toughest one. Like that was the once they beat the Padres, they're like, oh, we're going to win the World Series. They didn't think they were going to beat the Padres. Like that was their struggle.
Yep.
Who do we think actually can go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers, if anybody, in the league right now?
Any 80-win wild card team that somehow gets them in the divisional round.
That's not what happened last year. That's not.
That's just how it always is.
I know, up until last year, but last year they looked like the real deal, and then they only got better this offseason by a lot.
We'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. I think this Padres team, we don't know what their final form is going to look like, especially if they do move a King, Cease, and Arise. I think it's gonna you got to give it to them. The Mets, adding Juan Soto, if they get Pete Alonso, if they bring him back, then that lineup is looking that's 2 MVP caliber guys in Lindor and Soto. Their rotation scares me. I don't think they have the greatest rotation, but
I mean the Phillies can still make noise.
If Phillies get hot, they can beat.
Phillies make noise, and then the Diamondbacks starting rotation is a strength. So it's really just going to be who's going to be hot at the moment. If the Dodgers stay fully healthy, which never does, but if they stay healthy enough, they're going to be really hard to beat. But you just got to get hot, and you just got to get in a little bit of a funk. But I would say, I wouldn't sleep on Philly. And Atlanta's been quiet, but it's just those teams right there, you just never know. It is interesting, though. We're talking about the Dodgers and the Mets and, maybe being the clear-cut favorites. It's not the same in the American League, though. Brad.
No.
Like it is truly going to be a
But
wide
I was
open
including
race.
the American League too. Like, is it the Yankees again that can go toe to toe with the Dodgers? Have the Red Sox gotten good enough to where they can be competitive to win the division and then take on the Dodgers? Like,
Yeah, I think in baseball, what I love with baseball is that we're just gonna have to see what form is going to be played in October. That's the biggest thing. But like I like to say,
but like, look, we're just having fun.
I know, but
Give me an answer.
here's my thing with it. Like I'm just explaining. When you have teams that get in funks, typically when you have a lot of great players, you typically get in a less of a funk because you're counting that not all of those guys are going to be slumping at the same time. So if the Dodgers were to lose out or not make it into the World Series or win it, and they had an almost fully healthy team, it would be a shock because that means that their lineup went so cold, but then they have one of the best lineups. And if they're healthy with a staff, it means so many things are going wrong with that team. Like typically, like looking at the Orioles, like think about it. They had an injured lineup, a young team, and then all of a sudden, if their stars weren't clicking on all cylinders left and right, then all of a sudden, the other guys aren't also being able to carry the team. Like the Dodgers can have 10 guys carry a team. That's the difference for me. But right now, Brad, I mean, it to me, they are clearly by far the best. And it's not, and there isn't a close second. It's just going to be which team is going to be able to try to throw them off guard.
That was the original question.
Yeah, I mean, but they are. They're clear. It's clear. It's evident.
But like, who in the MLB could go toe to toe with them?
Again, like I think any team in the American League, I think there's better matchups for them in the National League than there are in the American League.
I just think it's baseball. We've seen really good teams lose to really bad teams. I mean, it's just
so the Rockies might give them fits all year.
And that's
Who
why
knows?
I jokingly say like it's going to be some 80-win team. Like we sit here, dreaming about the NLCS between the Phillies or the Mets and the Dodgers and all this star power. And like it is just so funny the way baseball is. Like we sit here this offseason, everyone's like, this is horrible. The Dodgers are just going to dominate and do all this. If the Dodgers lose first round, it'd be the most baseball thing ever. Like, it's just as simple as that. I hope so, at least. Because, like I said before, the worst thing that can happen for baseball is the Dodgers just win 115 games and win the World Series.
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. O's are going to win 108.
Yeah.
The O's are fine.
Market, Joe.
The O's are fine. Everyone
I'm just going to go out and say it's the Yankees.
The
Max Fried signing, you don't believe the Yankees. They made it to the World Series last year, and then they only got better this year.
I wouldn't argue if they're better.
I think
losing Soto is a big blow.
Yeah, they got more.
Losing Soto is a big blow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like their pitching absolutely got better.
I think they're just relying because I know I think losing Nestor Cortez. I know he didn't perform well towards the end of last year. He was a very nice piece. I think they got better in some ways, but I think you need like the star power to.
It's for them. It's going to come down to in the postseason for their lineup. But you're right, Brad. Their pitching side, I think the Yankees pitching staff at this current moment would be the best in the American League. I will say that.
I'm intrigued to see what Boston does this year. They're sneaky to me.
Well, I'm with you, Kev. That team could make the most noise outside of the ones that aren't.
Pirates sneak in the playoffs. Paul Skeens pitches all 5 games. They win.
Oh God,
Yeah.
The Reds have been also like just.
They've been trying to make more moves.
They tried to get
holy shit,
Luis Robert.
Yeah, that was the other news on that. Apparently, the White Sox, they want 2 top prospects.
So do
Not
I.
1, 2.
I want 3.
Also, Jack Flaherty has been making some cryptic posts. I don't know if you guys saw this.
He's been doing that a lot recently.
Is he gonna go back to Detroit?
He posted, yeah. Well, so he posted a GIF of Butler just doing the timeout sign. And so, like, I don't know what that means. Like, is that a T for? I don't know. Is it a T? The timeout.
T for Tony Taters.
And
What's
for love.
What's that cryptic? You know,
You got to get Zach doing the Windhorst.
Here it is. Let me show you.
Very strange move. Very, very strange move.
What is going on with Jack Flaherty?
What?
So yeah, I mean, obviously he's not signed yet, but like he just posted this GIF, just very cryptic. What was it with you baseball guys? Being so cryptic.
I wish I got this. Like, I want to get to this level where I can just post cryptic stuff and people are like, "What the hell does this mean?"
Oh yeah, Rip does it all the time.
Yeah,
do it sometimes. I like how everything that I tweet, even if it's like, "Hey, hope you have a good day. Here, the Orioles did this," and then if I just go like, it's everything has to be related about Baltimore. Has to be. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it has nothing to do with Baltimore.
Huh.
Crazy, Kev.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're a good kid. Well, guys, I think that we got everything on the docket.
Yeah,
for the most part. I wanted to try to find, because actually with the Super Bowl around, the one last thing as far as his Tis the Season giveaway season, trying to find it. And Steve, if he's still in the chat, he's getting his sent because he bet on me for the putt. So Gridiron Golf, we're going to send that to Steve. But they also want to do a giveaway for the Super Bowl. We're doing another giveaway. It's going to be on Instagram there for Gridiron Golf. Free game, Gridiron Golf. This is how it works. You're going to go to Instagram. You're going to follow Gridiron Golf. You're going to follow the Ryan Ripken Show. And then you're going to leave a comment and tag somebody. That's it. And we'll announce it on this Sunday. We'll let you guys know the winners. And who knows, guys? We might be bringing that down to New Orleans. Check out our putting game all the way down.
Yeah.
In New Orleans. Should be a lot of fun. But make sure, yes, I know, Steve, about time. And thank you for believing in me. But for everyone else, if you want a chance to win the Gridiron Golf, make sure you go to Instagram when we post it. Like, follow both accounts, and tag somebody in the comments. I mean, of course British people get nice things.
Us Americans hold grudges.
Wow.
250-year-old grudge.
tea.
We're not sending. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, we love you, Nick. That was hilarious. Oh my God, that was so good. That was like, I mean, didn't even have to think about it. Didn't just right off the tongue.
We're sending tea.
Sending tea. That was
a good kid.
So good.
We doing quick throwback Thursday?
Do we want to do a quick throwback Thursday? Do you have something? Do you want to throw your photo up?
Oh, no way. Oh, you can totally see it too.
What are we seeing?
Just that I see look at those.
You have an Ironbirds.
I played for the Ironbirds too.
I did as well.
Wow.
Wait.
3 Ironbirds players in here.
Wow.
Ryan Ripken played for the Ironbirds?
No. I actually played for the Ironbirds as well. Like,
no, so did I. Yeah, so did I.
Can you not read my shirt? Because
so did I. So did I. I actually think I might still have the hat from way back in the day.
Is that 2000?
This is 10.
Oh, 10.
If this is what I looked like 8 years ago, that would be.
Is that a paw print undershirt?
Yes. Okay, Kevin. It was
that is some fashion.
Wow.
Yeah, it's here we go. It's back in my prime. I hit a home run that year. You know,
no big deal.
Man, if you're a pitcher, you see Zach step up to the plate in that paw print undershirt. It's over.
That's how you knew I was going yard.
10-year-old Zach Bollinger.
Yeah.
Hey, we can pull up. You want me to pull up this from the group chat? Let me see.
Oh my gosh, we're wearing the same uniform.
Yeah,
we're so awkward.
It's so awkward. Am I able to share the screen? There it is.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to change.
Oh yeah.
Well, Ryan, that doesn't look like the official uniform.
Yeah, I mean, mine got the plane on it.
Yeah, I feel like you just want to be included. I don't know if you actually.
Yeah, that's not.
Also,
I can see AI a mile away.
The Ironbird, not great.
Yeah, why is it so low?
It's like halfway down the shirt.
That was a massive jersey for me.
Yeah.
Shout out though, my teammate Kervin Mosquite right there. he had, I think he was going for the record for stolen bases there in the Penn League, man. He was stealing bags left and right. We're the same type of player, as you could tell. I'm built for speed as well.
Yeah, just two guys stealing bags.
Yeah, one's a tank.
Yeah.
The other one's not.
But the Mo's great. And look at that, smiling. We're just laughing about how, not going to get a hit for a week. Right there. Also, the number 58, that was where the story happened, where people thought that I intentionally chose 58.
Why?
For reasons. They're like, hey, hear me out on this. And, it's kind of like the hear me out. Is that they said for 58. You go, Ryan, I know why you chose it. And before I was going to say, like, there's nothing there. Yeah, it was fitting.
Just random?
Yes, it was. He goes, let me guess why you chose it. I go, sure, right after the game. And he goes, all right. Well, 5 is Brooks Robinson's number. That was your dad's favorite player growing up. Okay. 8, obviously your dad. Obviously. 8 minus 5 is 3.
Mm-hmm.
That would be your uncle's number. So you wanted to find a way to combine all 3 together. Hence, that's why you're 58.
Shit, he nailed it.
And I go, no way. He goes, I got it. I go, no, dude. Like that is.
I'm not that
Look
thoughtful.
at me. I'm 240 something. That is one of the highest jerseys we have in there. But I love the thought process. I thank you, but I award you no points for that. I did give him a bat after. So I said that was great. I gave him a bat.
That's because you're a good kid.
I'm a good kid. Kevin, you have any embarrassing photos for the group, for the class?
I already shared one a while. Let me see if I can.
I have another.
By the way, while you're looking that up, the amount of insults that Q threw at you today
was incredible.
The best part was I literally was just thrown on the screen, and Q said, "There he is."
He called you Screech, and you don't even know who Screech is. Nope.
I can't even.
Doesn't even know.
I can't even.
Zach, do you know who Screech is?
Nope.
Yep, it's another Saved by the Bell reference.
I'm gonna be
Actually, hold on. Wait, let me look it up because I actually might know. I just don't know.
Say Screech.
I'm just gonna put this up there for Kevin.
You don't know who Screech is either?
I didn't watch a lot of Saved by the Bell, so
Yeah. All right. Yeah. This works.
That's not that embarrassing.
You kind of look the same.
Well, this was literally last year.
My hair's a lot poofier now, but I'm getting a haircut.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Banksy just cracks me.
This guy's
up in
dead,
photo.
by the way. Screech.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I'm like, what? Right here.
No, that's not what I meant. So, just so you know, Kevin, Q thinks that you look like this guy right here. That's Screech.
I could see it.
You also played a total dweeb on the show.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Just didn't really realize that was the name.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So what is it about? What is it that looks similar?
Dustin Diamond. Well, I mean, maybe the hair, maybe the baby fat. I don't know.
I love also about people telling you to take your shirt off. Tarps off. For
That
Kevin.
was so. When people were like,
we only do feet with socks on this show. With socks.
Oh goodness. That's terrifying. We got some good kids though. I don't care what they say about you, Kevin. You're a good kid.
We definitely pulled up my Waluigi photo.
Dude, I got one. I got another one that was pretty spicy where it's a really hot look. I don't know if I uploaded that photo for you guys. I don't know if you deserve it, if you've earned it.
Have you put it in the Discord or have you not?
I will put it in the Discord now.
Uh-oh.
I'll put it up. I'll bring it in. It was vintage back in the day. Jamie said she would have hated me back then. Can't say I would disagree with her. Actually, that's a pretty hot pick.
Are those braces or is it just blurry?
They're braces.
Those are braces, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look a lot like your mom in that picture.
Yeah. Also, my hair was still a little bit lighter then too.
You
I
had
think,
more.
I think you should bring that hair back.
Oh, I know I had a lot more hair. What?
I think you should bring that hair back.
Kevin, I can't.
It's not possible, bro.
Well, I mean, we could get like a wig or something.
No,
We're gonna give Rip a toupee.
dude, I could grow it out. I just don't know. I think
you couldn't grow it forward.
not as much forward.
You
Definitely
have one
the mullet.
hell of a mullet.
Oh, I definitely can have a mullet.
If you're not allowed to grow a beard, no chance you're allowed to grow your hair out.
I could grow my hair out, but I get told I look better with shorter hair.
It would get approval at home.
Yeah, I mean, my hair's been grown out, but I don't get approval when I have to do TV work.
But you don't have to do TV work right now.
Not right now.
And you still shave your face.
Well, because, okay, part of it is, yes, at home, it's preferred. But secondly, when you're looking professional and they don't know me as well, it's kind of hard to be like, hey, let me grow this ugly Kevin Ostreicher mustache beard.
Yeah, but the difference is, bro, you grow a full face beard. We've seen it. There's proof of it.
I know. Grizzly Adams.
All you got to do is just keep it clean.
I tried to do that.
Just
didn't look good.
Not about the maintenance. I disagree. I've seen it clean and it looks good.
Thank you. So maybe I will. We'll see. I'll grow mine just like Kevin's little stash he's got going there.
Yeah, it's coming back a little bit.
Oh,
The
goodness.
pencil mustache.
Yeah.
That's a fake mustache.
Yeah, I'll just rip it off.
Rip it off. Oh, goodness.
Rip it off. Get it? Get it? Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, I know we should get going here in a second. Did you see Joe's photo in the group chat?
No.
No, I didn't see.
Joe.
You want me to pull it up?
Yeah.
Oh. Look at that.
I think there might be more forming of the throwbacks. People love the throwback photos.
I mean, there is a beardless Brad floating around.
Stack. Wow.
Look at that form.
That was definitely a home run hit that day.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Any other?
It's incredible. It really is. We'll have to, maybe some of these days, I'll find some old videos of Rip too. Rip when he was younger. Yeah. Hey, Laura, I mean, actually that photo, I mean, thank you for thinking I look like some snotty rich kid in a teen coming of age movie. People think that regardless still of me, no matter what. People still think this is the damn warehouse at Camden Yards.
I know.
By the way, it's not.
Yeah, people.
Who the hell is that?
Who is that?
That's me.
Oh, that's you.
My God.
No shit. No way. That's why you got to grow a beard. No, why did that just disappear?
There you go. That's
My sugar.
Holy.
That's a faceless, beardless Brad Smith right there.
I mean, you look good, but you look
12.
When was this photo?
This was 2018.
okay. So that was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. It was that long ago.
You guys
2018 being that long ago.
What did he
in
put in the chat?
Discord?
No.
He said a real throwback.
Oh no.
What is this? What's this?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Jesus.
Men of culture. Rich, refreshing, tea blended in the Yorkshire. Oh goodness.
Oh my God.
This looks Laura. This was that was actually post. This is post 30, Brad.
That and like that's nuts.
Yeah.
See you.
I was your age, Rip, in this picture.
You age well.
I do. Got good genes.
You got good genes for that.
We got K-Mac with an incredible. I'm loving the.
Oh yeah, look at that.
See, Kevin, that's how you grow a beard or a mustache.
That is a heck of a mustache. Look at
With
that.
the Red Bull and everything, it looks like he's dressing up as Joe.
I also love the smoke coming out of the back. Or like the lights.
Incredible K-Mac.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal. When I move, you move.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Kevin, any other thoughts, buddy, before we hop on out of here?
I think everything's been covered. I had a very nice intro to the show today, so I'm sure that will be clipped up and posted.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I might go right out. Like it was literally 5 minutes of unfiltered Q. Just absolutely.
I just had to sit there. I couldn't say anything.
Not wait to put that on social media.
Q just kept going and going,
relentless
and going.
Somebody hurt him today,
and we might have to rename Baby Fat and React. Baby Fat and Zach React.
Baby Fat and Zach, and then last one we got Laura.
Oh, look at that.
She hasn't changed a bit.
Not a bit.
You know, it is so cool to go back and look at photos of people and be like, I see it.
That's
exactly.
You. It's incredible.
Like I'm like that. There's no doubt.
Yep, that's Laura.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. I could have picked that out of a bunch of pictures and been like, that's Laura.
Yep. What if it was a random one you didn't tell me? We know who that is.
Yep.
We love it, Laura. Appreciate that. And Kevin, maybe you should get on with it with more of these throwback photos. Brad's got his.
I have to get prepped.
What?
I'm trying to scroll through my camera roll like way back up. I don't have pictures like from when I was a kid of me saved on my phone.
I got one when I was a kid, like ready to. It's in the chamber if you want to see it.
See, Kevin, this is how easy it is.
It is easy.
All right, I'm doing a quick.
You don't have to, Kevin. You can be prepped more. We can talk more when you're prepped.
You ready for this? This is ultimate throwback right here. Anybody who's my age, that's
all right, here. I'll give whoa
7-year-old Brad Smith.
Oh my.
Those glasses, I think, probably weighed about 10 pounds back in the day. Those are bigger than Zach's.
Yeah.
All right. I'm putting this in general. I want to warn people. Like I was
psychologist.
Yeah, I had a viewfinder in my hands, checking out the dinos.
Yeah, look at the T-Rex. The how small the T-Rex's hands are in the back. And the feet.
About the same size as Kevin.
Yeah, about the same size as Kevin.
Yeah. All right, I put one in general, and I want to warn people. I was a bit of a troublemaker back in the day, so
troublemaker back.
Yeah, troublemaker. I did some
Kevin
some risky things.
Oh my
with
God. Everyone knows Kevin is allergic to peanut butter.
Fun fact, Laura, Brad is blind in one eye. Oh,
I know this was a big risk, with my allergy.
You don't really look that different.
Yeah.
He's like, if you told me that picture was taken like 3 weeks ago and you shaved, I'd be like,
I mean, that's why like pictures of me throwback don't really work because I do look the same.
And just all polos.
So this is when you
khakis.
Did you know when you that you were allergic at this time?
Yeah, I've known since I was like less than 1 year old. I got tested pretty immediately.
So why? So you're a
just taking
daredevil
risks
because you're like, damn, I'm gonna pick up this extra crunchy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I know that there's actually very controversial opinions on peanut butter, whether people like it smooth or crunchy, or I don't know the other.
Jif's the only
textures.
peanut butter that exists, actually.
No, nothing else.
No other peanut butter exists other than Jif.
You go to the minor leagues, you get a lot of Peter Pan.
Yeah,
that was in the budget.
I'd rather go without.
Well, sometimes you'd go with then you would have nothing down there in the minors.
There's tuna fish.
Ooh,
and ramen.
Ooh. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. I think we got to get on out of here, everybody. We got to try to prep. We got to get our stuff packed up for tomorrow's show. And again, 12 p.m. Eastern time at Hollywood Casino. We'll be live in Charlestown races. Cannot wait. Tune in to have a chance to win live at those points. And if you last chance to enter into the Instagram and Twitter ESPN bet bundles, appreciate again our friends up at Hollywood Casino Charlestown races. We good to get on out of here?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. As always, here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a day, have a night. We'll see you back here tomorrow for a special stream as we're live from Hollywood Casino Charlestown races. Be good, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
West Virginia.